and he says these terrible things, but people laugh, right? And I get it. And you know, his giant strength that people don't talk about, and no one in mainstream media acknowledges this. He doesn't look fake. I think he's a con man, and he's been a con man his whole life, but he looks like that. He doesn't go off a proctor, and he realizes, I think he's saying crazy crap that nobody else would say. And all other.
All right, let's test this out. How do we sound? Alright, let's test this out. How do we sound? Sound good? Alright, let's test this out. How do we sound? Sound good? Alright, let's test this out. How do we sound? God, I can't sell this to save my life. We're gonna sell this shit at some point. It will happen. We're gonna sell this shit at some point. What in the fuck? Fucking upstairs, man. Fucking upstairs, man. Upstairs, man.
These are dangerous times, person. An ancient evil is rising, and it cares not if you're Horde or Alliance. This report. I've dealt with these beasts before. Fizzledowser was wise to send this, and you to me. These creatures will consume the Tanaris Desert rapidly. They are nothing short of one of the greatest menaces we all will ever face.
Familiarize yourself with this name, adventurer. Silithid. The insects mentioned here are the Silithid. They are the tools of one of the greatest threats that both the Horde and Alliance face. We were smart enough to see that before.
Oh yeah, about the Ripple Dad wants. He wants to sell the Ripple to a tavern here in Orgrimmar, but we'll get more money if it is in its original packaging. I know someone who can do that, and he's in the hinterlands where the Ripple is. But he's, a high elf. Oh, well, he's a good high elf, as he's not a part of the Alliance. Well, he's not so much a good high elf as he is a drunken high elf. He loves, and I mean loves, the hooch.
Come on, man. There's like 50,000 versions on. Not a single mage. 50,000 versions on. Not a single mage. Hinterlands time. Yay.
What now?
Hinterlands time. Yay. Oh, this is where we turn in the field test, right? Oh, this is where we turn in the field test, right?
Speak quickly. What?
I will analyze this data immediately. Perhaps Keever's insanity will prove to be my genius after all. As for you, you are useful to me, and I reward quite well those who remain useful. Take this item, this coin, and most importantly, my thanks along with them. Check back with me from time to time. I wager that our working together on this project is not at an end. Check back with me from time to time. I wager that our working together on this project. Shadow Master Vivian Legrave is in need of your services. She is in the Badlands, in the Orcish outpost of Kargath, pursuing rumors of a certain brew made by the Dark Iron Dwarves of Blackrock Depths. Speak with Vivian. She awaits you.
Our time.
Hmm. BRD quest? I'm assuming.
I haven't got all day.
How may I be of service? Watch you.
Oh man.
Don't touch what you can't afford.
The reason you're no longer making any gains is because you need to train less. That is according to Mike Menser, a golden era bodybuilder who coined the term heavy duty training. That is going to absolute failure on a set, but in an attempt to minimize your body's recuperative bucket of energy, only doing one set. How about only training once every 4 days? Well, I wanted to see if this was potentially a long-lost secret for endless natty gains. So I trained this ideal routine for an entire month. Would I super physiologically shock my body into building more muscle than ever? Or would I run into some serious downsides? Let's find out. But you gotta focus. To begin, I studied up. I purchased and dove into Mike Mentzer's high-intensity training book, as well as listened to a plethora of Mike Mentzer's audio recordings. I do have to say, he sounded extremely confident in his ideology.
Contrary to popular opinion.
So after days of digesting this material, taking notes, and writing out my first workout, I was finally ready for day 1. This first day, chest and back, only consisted of 4 sets. That's right, 4 sets, and that's if you count a superset as 2 sets. And the first exercise was that superset. It was supposed to be pec deck, which I substituted with cable cross. Done 1 set, 6 to 10 reps until failure. Supersetted with incline press with a weight, where I should fail somewhere between 1 and 3 reps. Now, silly enough, with all the time I spent researching this topic, I failed to look up how to warm up properly according to Mike Mentzer. Don't worry, I'd figure this out the hard way later, but thankfully for the time being, because I wasn't sure of my weight selection to hit these rep ranges, just setting up the weights and trying to figure that out probably saved me from catastrophic injury and acted as a warm-up. Anyways, after picking out the weights the best I could, I attacked the first exercise. While still trying to use decent form, I knocked out my first and only set of pec flies, failing at 9 reps. Now, silly me, failing to anticipate the fatigue going into the second exercise of a superset.
Oh, dude, this is no way. I'm already tired. This is not gonna work out right.
I feared I may have picked too much weight.
Oh, shoot. What do I do? Move! I should have anticipated the fatigue after a superset.
Trying to quickly salvage wasted time, I backed the weight off and was able to crank out 3 reps with 135. Not the smoothest beginning to this journey. Moving on to the second exercise and the second muscle group, back, which was supposed to be a close grip, palms up pull-downs that I substituted with close grip, palms up weighted pull-ups, 6 to 10 reps to failure. However, the weight I chose, I failed at 4.5 reps. Now, according to Mike Mentzer, if you don't get inside of the goal reps, which was 6 to 10 in this instance, that is okay, as long as you get close. The next time around, when you're stronger, you should then be able to hit inside of that rep range using the same weight. Would that be the case? We'll have to wait and see. The fourth and final set and exercise, deadlifts. According to Mike Mentzer, who had an insanely developed lower back. The deadlift is one of those ultimate exercises that targets nearly everything in the posterior chain, from the upper back to even the calves. He claimed you can get so much done with so little volume using this exercise. He recommended for this workout picking a weight on the deadlifts where you could do between 5 and 8 reps to failure. So that I did, and just like that, after 1 set, I was done. And now done with the workout completely.
So yeah, I'm actually sweating, which is crazy, because I only did 4 sets. I mean, they were intense, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, I feel like I should do more. I really do feel like I should do more. Mike would say no, so we gotta listen to Mike.
And thus I started the long road to rest and recover. In this program that Mike Mentzer recommends, he suggests at least 4 days or 96 hours between workouts for proper rest, recovery, and thus maximal muscle growth. While the amount of rest was arguably the most important part to this training ideology, doing nothing for so many days in a row was for me mentally the most difficult.
So it's been 2 days and I feel recovered. We still have 48 hours. 48 hours left until I get to lift again. This is just so much rest, but maybe something magical will happen after a few of these sessions. So like after like 20 days.
You so burned yourself out with all those exercises. Your body never had the opportunity to recover from the merely exhaustive effects of the exercise.
And what after felt like an eternity later, I was finally ready for workout number 2, legs. 1 set of leg extensions, 8 to 15 reps to failure, supersetted with 1 set of leg press, 8 to 15 reps to failure, then a small rest, finished with 12 to 20 reps to failure of standing calf raises. That was it. And once again, I began the process of 96 hours of rest until my next workout. Now, strange enough, right before my next
2 days and I feel recovered, but we still have 48 hours. 48 hours left until I get to lift again. This is just so much rest, but maybe something magical will happen after a few of these sessions. So like after like 20 days.
So burn yourself out with all those exercises. Your body never had the opportunity to recover from the merely exhausting effects of the exercise, let alone growth.
And what after felt like an eternity later, I was finally ready for workout number 2, legs. 1 set of leg extensions, 8 to 15 reps to failure, supersetted with 1 set of leg press, 8 to 15 reps to failure, then a small rest, finished with 12 to 20 reps to failure of standing calf raises. That was it. And once again, I began the process of 96 hours of rest until my next workout. Now, strange enough, right before my next workout, I ran into a little issue.
Alright, headed to the gym to finally hit the 3rd day of this workout. It's been over a week. Now, something just absolutely frustrating that's going on is all of a sudden my knee, this right knee just started to hurt out of nowhere. But like, what the heck? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's literally been freaking 96 hours since I trained legs. Didn't hurt at all throughout those 96 hours until I'm about to go train arms, and like, it just doesn't, like, what did I do? Yeah, like right there, it just like aches. Well, we don't have to use legs today anyways. We don't have to use legs for 96 hours because we're training arms today. So hopefully that clears up. But yeah. Alright, let's go.
A potential knee injury out of nowhere, it didn't make any sense. But then to make matters even worse, zealous to do something, going into the first exercise, starting with lateral raises, 6 to 10 reps, I felt a twinge in my traps up my neck. Praying that it was just a minor muscle strain, I felt totally compromised the rest of my workout. But because this was finally a day to train, I made myself suck it up and I finished the few remaining sets with the best intensity I could.
Mixed feelings on that one, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'm going like too intensely, too quickly, and it's totally my fault. So I need to figure that out before I go into the next intensive workout so I don't get injured or keep getting injured, because I thought it was going to feel like just amazing on this. Just telling you where I'm at right now. Not feeling the best.
Over the next 96 hours of rest and recovery, using my red light therapy device to tend these minor injuries, which, praise the Lord, works so well for me, I also continued to dive deeper into Mike Mentzer's training philosophy.
So only 1 rep? So 1 set, 1 rep.
After what felt like an eternity of rest, it was finally time for workout number 4, legs again. Now this time, I would do my best to properly warm up according to Mike Mentzer. Simplified, that is, to do the minimum amount of warm up so that you can confidently perform at maximum intensity without getting injured. So this means the number of reps and sets in a warm up is completely subjective to the individual, so I did my best. So after what I believed was an ample warm-up, I jumped into the workout, which was just 1 rep on the quadricep extension, but held for time using a weight that was around 30% heavier than I used on workout 2. Mentzer said you should be able to hold this for around 10 to 25 seconds. I got about 20. And then I waddled my way over to the Smith machine where I already had the weight set up, where my goal was 8 to 15 reps until failure. I got 8 reps. And then after a short rest, some more calf raises, 12 to 20 reps. I got 12.
My legs don't even feel pumped. It's like I was kind of getting it on the warm-up, but then like, I don't know, it just...
only 4 workouts into this journey, but due to all of the rest days, I was already over halfway done with 1 month of Mike Mentor training. Was I starting to see any progress? Well, according to the scale, I was nearly 4 pounds up.
Sucks, right?
Now you have to keep in mind, I was doing way less workout volume than I was used to. And in all of the recovery days, I was doing way less activity than I was used to in order to conserve my body's recuperative ability to hopefully build as much muscle as possible. Now with all of this decrease in activity, I was still eating the same. In fact, out of boredom, I found myself potentially eating more.
Still eating the same. In fact, I found myself potentially eating. What's going on over there? What do you think she was doing, guys? Pooping!
And this is what I think led to my drastic weight gain in only a little over 2 weeks. But most importantly, was a little bit of this weight gain muscle gain? Well, comparing my start point to the middle of this experiment, I do look a little less defined in the middle, and when I turn to the side, my arm even looks a little smaller. Flexed, I definitely have way less definition midway through this experiment, and my legs look about the same. So was I potentially losing some muscle and just gaining fat? Well, what about my strength? That leads me to workout 5, which begins the cycle over again, doing the exact same workout as day 1. But theoretically, if things are working properly, I should be able to increase the weight and or reps on each exercise. So after warming up with the minimum amount to get me warmed up to go maximally,
Feeling strong on these warm-up sets.
I started the superset of exercise 1, cable flies, which I managed to get 1 more rep over day 1, followed by incline press, which I managed to make 10 pounds heavier than day 1 and still crank out 3 reps. But I do have to ask, was I able to bump up this incline press 10 pounds because I didn't exert extra energy failing on a heavier set like I did with 185 on day 1? Or was I actually getting stronger? After using the deadlifts to warm up for back, I then went over to perform my weighted underhand pull-ups. Using the same weight, trying to beat my reps of 4 from day 1, I ended up getting the same amount of reps. But quickly thinking, I came up with a solution to apply another technique from Mike Mentor's training: rest, pause, lifts. That is when you are lifting close to your max, and instead of just continuing each rep fluidly, you rest about 10 seconds in between the rep, and then attempt to do another rep. Repeat this until you cannot anymore. Now doing this, I was only able to get 1 more rep, but because of the overall low reps and heavy weight of this exercise, that is a 25% increase. Anyways, moving to deadlifts, where I was going to attempt to do 5 reps the same as day 1, but increasing the weight from 300 to 315. However, I only got to 3 reps before I had to take another rest pause. Luckily, with the rest pause, I was able to get 5 total reps. However, using this technique for the final 2 exercises made it hard to determine if I was really getting stronger or if giving myself the extra rest was allowing me to have these increases.
Checking for hernias. Kind of joking, kind of serious. Yeah, anyways, these workouts are just like throwing me in the gym. Get out of the gym. Just like, what even happened here?
So once again, dazed and confused, and with mixed strength results on workout 5, I was truly wondering if I was actually making any progress or if I was just slowly losing gains over time. But then diving back into the research, reading between the lines, something very simple but absolutely pinnacle to this program became apparent.
I don't know how I missed this, but proper exercise performance. Perform all exercises in a strict manner, taking 4 seconds to lift the weight, pausing 2 seconds at the top and lowering for 4 seconds. I guess I have been lifting pretty slow and controlled relatively, trying to get the most stimulation out of just this one set, but like, have I actually been doing a 4 second, 2 second pause, 4 second lowering? I'm gonna implement that now. Better now than never. Why is this only like a little this should be, darn it. But at least we've been doing slow control, but I think we can do a little bit more quality with the reps from here on out. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
The huge component to this program that I overlooked: tempo. Now I was doing my reps slower and controlled throughout this experiment so far, but because I was trying to be consistent to see if I was making progress, there should have been some kind of standard. And that standard for proper rep tempo, according to what I found in Mike Mentzer's high-intensity training manual, was 4 seconds on the contraction, a 2-second pause at the top, and then a 4-second eccentric. So from here on out, this would be the tempo I would use on every rep and every exercise, unless specified by Mike Mentzer to do differently. Now with this new tempo, I found myself having to lower the weight on some exercises. However, with more time under tension, I felt a better contraction and what felt like a better stimulation to the muscle groups being targeted. When I give you the look, come in, give me the assist. Just on the way up.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, hold on. That was just it, right? Also, ready or not, with this new consistency, I wanted to try some more of Mike Mentzer's advanced training techniques to push myself beyond the failure point. So on workout 7, implementing
tired. I'm gonna go to
forced
bed.
repetitions. That is having your training partner, quote, assist you just enough so that you can barely complete the next